December 9th, 1999, I witnessed firsthand the CH-46 crash that occurred off the coast of California. I was about a mile from that crash site. We immediately drove over towards the crash site. By the time we got to it, anybody who was going to perish that day, they had already died, and everybody who had been rescued had already been rescued. The Marines that ended up dying on that day, they didn't die because they weren't good swimmers. Every single person in that helicopter was a phenomenal swimmer. They were all Force Reconnaissance Marines. The reason they perished that day was because they had equipment on that they couldn't get off, and that equipment, the weight of it, drug them down. Now, today, with the Water Survival Program, we train to teach Marines to shed their equipment and save their own lives. We can get new equipment, we can't get new Marines.
Marine Corps Water Survival School is located aboard Camp Johnson, North Carolina, and is the lead formal learning center for the program.
My name is Captain Owen Cisbero. I'm the operations officer for the Marine Corps Water Survival School. Our mission here at Camp Johnson, North Carolina is to produce water survival instructors for the operating forces so that they can, in turn, qualify their Marines and teach the Marines at their individual units. Our role as the lead formal schoolhouse for the Marine Corps Water Survival Program is to ensure that standardization of all operations is occurring across the entire program.
Students of the MCWST program undergo 15 days of highly intense training to become instructors of water survival.
I'm Staff Sergeant Joseph Marshall. I'm the Chief Instructor Trainer for the Marine Corps Water Survival Program. Water survival is very important in the Marine Corps because we are amphibious in nature. Soldiers from the sea, if you would. Years ago, we were shooting individuals from the ship's riggings, and we had started in the sea, and we come from the sea. So Marine Corps water survival is important because we're teaching Marines how to survive in the water in the event that they find themselves in an open water aquatic environment. Being able to assist themselves, an exhausted or wounded Marine to safety, is going to put more assets on the beach to the fight. And in my opinion, that's in keeping with the Commandant's vision of going back to our amphibious roots. A day in the life of the student of the Marine Corps Instructor Water Survival course is challenging, to say the least. Their bodies do not get a lot of recovery time. They're challenged every day physically and mentally, that being academics in the classroom or swimming aquatically in the pool. They swim great distances and they're very tired. Our schools for the Marine Corps Water Survival Training Program are here at Camp Johnson, EWTG PAC, which is out in Coronado or North Island, California. We have them at Marine Corps Recruit Depots, San Diego and Parris Island, and TBS in Quantico, Virginia.
The students of the MCWST course are under constant surveillance by the staff to ensure that all safety standards are in place at all times.
In the pool environment, we have a stringent standard operating procedure that dictates how many instructors will be on the pool deck, where they will be located on the pool deck, and what their roles and responsibilities will be during regular training and also in the event of a mishap.
During the MCIWS course, the Marines undergo safety training, I would say at the collegiate level. The American Red Cross, they are the co-development program of the Marine Corps Water Survival Training Program. Safety during the course is paramount, even above the Marines being trained to an extent. Good, hard training fosters an environment for mission success. But I would say that should say good, hard, safe training, safety being paramount. Here on the pool deck, this is a controlled environment. This is where we're teaching the Marines the skill sets that they need to operate in the open water. For Beach Day, that is our culminating event. The Marines have to make decisions on their own based on their training, and we test them on that. That environment is somewhat uncontrolled. It is still safe, but it's an uncontrolled environment in the fact that I don't control currents. I can't control surf. I can teach them to maneuver through it and maneuver the exhausted and wounded Marine to safety through it. But a Marine, aquatic incidents, he may find himself in one at any time, whether it's in a combat operation or at the beach with his family and he notices a patron go down beyond the surf zone. He'll have the resident training in order to do that once he leaves here.
Units that conduct aquatic training must have a MCWST instructor on hand during the training evolution in order to ensure that the exercise is safe and effective.
Water train survival is a key training enabler for 2nd Assault Amphibious Battalion to conduct its mission. One of our core missions is to conduct amphibious operations, and outside of combat operations, this is the most dangerous type of op that our Marines do.
The Marine Logistics Group, like all Marines, have to be in and around water. The Engineering Support Battalion builds bridges. Even though our trucks are constantly on the roads, they have to negotiate water hazards all the time. They have to go on and off ship. So Marines who are going to be in and around the water, especially in and around the type of heavy machinery you have in the Marine Logistics Group, they have to be able to drown-proof, survive.
What we want is Marines to be able to thrive in chaos. The Marine Corps is the nation's #1 amphibious force. Our nature, what makes us distinct is conducting ship-to-shore movement, either through air, but we're talking about on the water. As Marine and naval forces potentially project further out from land, water survival training will be essential to reinforce our Marines' ability to thrive in chaos. Continuing that mission, right now it's essential that we have that training and it continues.
Following our Commandant's guidance and within his vision letter, returning to our amphibious roots, we're going to find ourselves eventually in an amphibious operation or in a theater where an amphibious situation could happen. In doing that, we're going to have to exit ships to shore. We will have to be soldiers of the sea once again. We're going to exit Amtraks. We are going to utilize LCUs. And we may find a situation to where we have to get off early and utilize Marine Corps water survival in order to get to the beach to fight an enemy. We need to keep our enemies at bay on foreign soil. No one wants to fight a war here at home. This course is designed to train Marines to survive in the water so that we can continue that mission.
We just wrapped up 10 years of fighting in a desert environment, but there were water hazards in that environment as well. There were flooded riverbeds, canals. There were times when Marines had to survive. Before the desert, we fought in the jungle, and we fought in forests. We fought along the surf. Marines are the soldiers from the sea. We're the amphibious force in readiness, and when our nation calls, we have to be able to respond in the air, on land, and in the sea.
In order to maintain our amphibious force in readiness, Marine Corps water survival instructors are essential to meeting that requirement. Their training is effective and realistic, and continues to save lives both in garrison and deployed. Train as you fight, and fight to win. From the water survive. Semper Fidelis.